Namaskar. Welcome to Vinnovesha, Voice of the Community on ITV Gold. This is our weekly edition. And as we start this week's edition, it becomes relevant to recollect that on 21st June, the whole world would be observing International Day of Yoga. And today's Vinnovesha will have journey of Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parekh, followed by a yoga cruise organized by World Vegan Vision. We have a special conversation with actor Madhavan and the scientist whose life became the theme for movie Rocketry. That gentleman, Nambi Narayanan, was also interviewed for ITV Gold. We'll have conversations with both of them in this edition. Part of the conversation, a special report on Hare Krishna Jagannatha Ratha Yatra from New York City and an event organized to promote peace and harmony in the world, addressed by Acharya Lokesh Muniji at the Indian Consulate. A report on that event as well as excerpts from a young dancer who is a choreographer, also an educator. She's also a yoga trained fitness instructor, Laura Della Garza Noble. Part of conversation with her. All this coming up right after these short messages. Stay with us. And now time for weekly show with a passionate India lover, chairman of ITV Gold and Parekh Worldwide Media. Get ready for loving sharing from physician, philanthropist, publisher, and India advocate in this week.
You can take an Indian out of India, but you cannot take India out of an Indian. This is the story of 26 million people of Indian origin around the world.
Dr. Sudhir Parekh, India advocate, philanthropist, physician, and chairman of Parekh Worldwide Media, a media house that owns several newspapers and the longest-running South Asian TV network, ITV Gold. Dr. Parekh is the sole Indian American recipient of 4 of the most prestigious awards. The Pravasi Bharatiya Samman is an award constituted by the Ministry of Overseas Indian Affairs to honor exemplary NRIs.
The Ellis Island Medal of Honor celebrates the richness and diversity of American life. 6 presidents, many senators, congressional representatives, and Nobel Prize winners are among the remarkable group of individuals who have received the Ellis Island Medal of Honor.
The Knights of Malta, a prestigious organization originally founded in 1176 in Jerusalem during the Crusades to treat Christian pilgrims and soldiers, awards knighthood to Dr. Parekh in recognition of his philanthropic contributions that have enabled the Ecumenical Order to undertake humanitarian aid projects such as establishing orphanages and schools. Padma Awards are India's highest civilian awards. The glittering ceremony was held at the Rashtrapati Bhavan in the presence of the President of India, Prime Minister, Vice President, and top dignitaries. The award was presented by President of India, Mrs. Pratibha Patil. Dr. Sudhir Parekh, internationally acclaimed physician, media mogul, India advocate, and philanthropist. Dr. Sudhir Parekh not only preserved Indian culture and traditions on a foreign soil, but also helped strengthen relations between India and United States with his established alliance on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C.
In the early 90s, as the first president of the Federation API Tri-State, Dr. Parekh diagnosed the need and issued a prescription for greater involvement by Indian American doctors in mainstream healthcare and medical issues. He continued his practice of leadership when he was the first Indian American to be appointed member of the New Jersey State Board of Medical Examiners. As a longtime political activist, and in his capacity as president of the Indian American Forum for Political Education, Dr. Parekh helped forge strong Indo-American ties, including making the Congressional Caucus on India and Friends of India in the Senate among the largest country caucuses in the U.S. Congress.
my great privilege to pay homage to Dr. Parekh for having the spirit but also the actions that go with philanthropy.
This celebration is meant to re-energize you and make you aware that you're beyond time, you're still young.
We're honoring him on this occasion because of all the things that he's done for the community. He works so hard and he provides health care to so many people, and I'm just glad to be able to call him my friend.
હજુ પણ આપણા દ્વારા સારું કાર્ય થાય અને બહુ દાન તરીકે આપણે જે પ્રતિષ્ઠા છે તે વધે.
Striving to enhance Indo-US relations, Dr. Parikh has taken on the task of empowering second-generation Indian Americans in the United States and young Indians in India through his publications by giving them the tools and platform to better education and depths of different subjects.
Dr. Parekh makes history, attaining the 4 highest honors in the United States and India. He has created a legacy in the community for his multitude of recognitions and a lifetime of service.
भारत सरकार के साथ मिलकर आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव के विभिन्न आयोजनों को सफल बनाने में पद्मश्री डॉक्टर सुधीर पारीख के नेतृत्व में ITV गोल्ड और पारीख वर्ल्ड वाइड मीडिया को अमेरिका में निरंतर अपनी समर्पित भूमिका निभाने पर गर्व है। सभी महत्वपूर्ण आयोजनों की भावना का संचार अमेरिका में बसे भारतीय मूल के नागरिकों के बीच करना भारत प्रेम के उत्सव को सबके साथ मिलकर मनाने जैसा है।
I would like to thank you for the support that you've rendered to the consulate, to the government, and we look forward to the same support, same contribution, same dedication and commitment from you as we go ahead, especially in celebration of India at 75. This year is a special one for us, an important milestone for India, 15th August. India will be 75 years, and I'll mind myself this time because I was told India is not an old country but a young country. So India will be 75 years young on 15th August 2022.
प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी द्वारा दांडी मार्च के ऐतिहासिक दिवस से जिन ऐतिहासिक कार्यक्रमों के आयोजन का प्रेरक प्रारूप राष्ट्र के सम्मुख रखा, इस आजादी के अमृत महोत्सव का मंगलमय स्पर्श भारतीय मूल के अमेरिकी नागरिकों के हृदय को भी झंकृत कर रहा है और इस भारत प्रेम की झनकार का सत्कार करने में भारत सरकार के साथ ITV गोल्ड और पारीख वर्ल्ड वाइड मीडिया की सक्रिय और सार्थक भूमिका रही है। हमारे चेयरमैन पद्मश्री डॉक्टर सुधीर पारीख आजादी के अमृत महोत्सवों की सफलता में निष्ठा के साथ जुटे रहने को कटिबद्ध हैं। Welcome back. You're watching Vision of Asia, Voice of Community on ITV Gold. This program with a journey on the cruise, and this is not an ordinary cruise. This is to promote yoga, and someone who we may refer to with love and regards as the Bhishma Pitama of Indian American community, and that gentleman, Mr. H.K. Shah, founded an organization called World Vegan Vision, and the cruise was organized to promote the spirit of becoming vegetarian. We have a special ITV Gold report on that event.
Thank you for coming in this rainy day, and more particularly, Senator, thank you. You come in this weather which is not favorable, but still you made it possible on time. That is the most important thing. And for your advice and guidance, whatever you say about India and America, we have good relations for the last several years or several decades, and we hope it will continue for many more decades to come. Thank you for your advice, guidance, and I hope it will continue our relation with you, particularly individually with you, forever. Thank you very much.
Thank you, SPG. Thank you. On the occasion of this beautiful cruise where we are celebrating Indian culture and traditions, which include veganism, vegetarianism, and the ancient wisdom of yoga. And as we all know that we are also approaching the International Day of Yoga, which falls on June 21st every year. And this event is also, one of the events which we are holding in the run-up to that event. So it is even more important. And as we also know that we are celebrating 75 years of India's independence, and as our dear Senator also noted this. So, I mean, these things are really important. They bring the community together, and it is heartening to see so many people from the Indian community coming together, and also along with their public representative who has been serving, his family has been serving this particular region for such a long time. So it is indeed an honor and a privilege to be here. And I wish everyone the very best. May we continue to remain rooted in the Indian culture and traditions. And with these words, I will also thank World Vegan Vision, all the office bearers, all the current office bearers, as well as the founder, Mr. H.K. Shah, because it is very important to do something constructive to bring the community together and keep doing events of this nature, because they really go a very long way in bringing people together, bringing people closer to each other. So with these words, I'll say thanks a lot to everyone who has come here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And Indian Consulate always have been very, very helpful. And if you have any problem of OCI or this or that, actually we can arrange even a camp if everybody wants it. And they will come and help us to apply for OCI or visa or anything like that. So thank you again very much. And now I would like to introduce the president of the World Vegan Vision, Suman Munjal. Here she is, and she has been working very hard to make this event a huge success.
Because of the weather, we had to do things like this, but it's okay. We are all brave and we are all vegans, and we are trying to be vegan so we can be very strong and we can deal with everything.
HKG blessing, maybe I'll be vegan, I'm trying.
I need your all everybody's blessing. Thank you.
Thank you for keeping us patience. It was worthwhile because these are the two big donors and we should respect them. That's right. Thank you very much.
One more thing I forgot. Dr. Sainik Shah is also a great inspiration. Medically, he's been well as well as spiritually, both way. And today I was impressed with the Smita and family. So it's a good job today and we are happy about it.
When you are talking of Dr. Sainik Shah, he donated $10,000 earlier.
Wow.
This year he donated another $5,000 and he's going to donate every year some amount, I don't know, but he's going to donate for future. We agreed to donate some amount. Thank you, Dr. Sainik Shah.
Sainik bhai and we both go together for one, I guess, Europe or something together. China together. That time I know he's a Dr. Sainik Shah and he's a internal medicine. Now I know about him a lot. He's a really good yoga, not well vegan only, but he know about our spirituality and he explained very well this time. And it is now I want to take more time to understand him more. Thank you. And I think he wrote one book too. Is not coming out yet, right?
Not yet.
Yeah, but what is the name?
Practical Spiritual Life.
I hope it's very good, maybe. And I will definitely first person to buy it. Thank you.
It will be free anyway. So in spirituality, nobody charges anything. In true spirituality, so my book is written up. It's called Practical Spiritual Life. I have my site also, practicalspirituallife.org. But the Practical Spiritual Life book itself is all about my interactions with my patients. So these are live experiences that I had using the spirituality, how that changed their lives. Anxiety, stress, depressions. So I had no problem spending half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour sometimes to teach them meditation instead of prescribing medications all the time. So that was my motto, that the spirituality has to become practical. Otherwise it loses its meaning, and it has lost its meaning. So that's the whole book about. In due time it will come out soon.
HKG's blessing, maybe I'll be vegan, I'm trying. I need your all everybody's blessing. Thank you.
Thank you for keeping us patience. It was worthwhile because these are the two big donors and we should respect them. That's right. Thank you very much.
One more thing I forgot. Dr. Sainik Shah is also a great inspiration. Medically, he's been well as well as spiritually, both way. And today I was impressed with the Smita and family. So it's a good job today and we are happy about it.
When you are talking of Dr. Sainik Shah, he donated $10,000 earlier.
Wow.
This year he donated another $5,000 and he's going to donate every year some amount, I don't know, but he's going to donate for future. We agreed to donate some amount. Thank you, Dr. Sainik Shah.
Sainik bhai and we both go together for one, I guess, Europe or something together. China together. That time I know he's a Dr. Sainik Shah and he's a internal medicine. Now I know about him a lot. He's a really good yoga, not well vegan only, but he know about our spirituality and he explained very well this time. And it is now I want to take more time to understand him more. Thank you. And I think he wrote one book too. Is not coming out yet, right?
Not yet.
Yeah, but what is the name?
Practical Spiritual Life.
I hope it's very good, maybe. And I will definitely first person to buy it. Thank you.
It will be free anyway. So in spirituality, nobody charges anything. In true spirituality, so my book is written up. It's called Practical Spiritual Life. I have my site also, practicalspirituallife.org. But the Practical Spiritual Life book itself is all about my interactions with my patients. So these are live experiences that I had using the spirituality, how that changed their lives. Anxiety, stress, depressions. So I had no problem spending half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour sometimes to teach them meditation instead of prescribing medications all the time. So that was my motto, that the spirituality has to become practical. Otherwise it loses its meaning, and it has lost its meaning. So that's the whole book about. In due time it will come out soon.
The movie Rocketry has done wonders in bringing out the life and legacy of someone who was like a forgotten hero, but scientist Nambi Narayanan, his contribution became alive with remarkable acting of Madhavan, and both of them were here in New Jersey recently. Here is a report on the event organized in their honor by North American Malayali Association.
When I met Dr. Nambi Narayanan and I was talking about him, I was telling him two things. One is, sir, I don't want to make a holier than thou story about you where you are a Maryada Purushottam and there is nothing wrong with you as a personality. So please tell me the beastly things you have done, the inhuman things you have done, because somebody cannot achieve everything you have done without having to be practically cruel. And he told me stories that he was, and the first fact is he was open to that idea. I said, that's the only way that I can make you human, at the same time believable. That's when your achievements becomes real. And he was really amazingly open to that idea. And I thought, to convince somebody like him is going to take a long time, because I wanted to know, did you have an affair with a woman? Did you really, sleep around? Did you tell us something that makes you human? And he said, and he told me things, which you will see in the film. But it was all, anything that you can imagine. I mean, it is so brutal that you cannot say whether it is right or wrong. But the only thing he told me is, Maddie, the only thing I don't want in my life is somebody to show me pity. I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me, because that makes me feel really terrible. So don't make a film where everybody feels sorry for me. And I think I try to keep that aspect of his personality alive in the film without having to make people feel sorry for him. But you will definitely go out of that film thinking, why are we like this? Thank you.
It was a very organized event, and this is the 7th event we are doing in USA, and tomorrow we have a big event on Times Square, 8:30 tomorrow. That's going to be the same rocketry program will be shown from 8:15 to 8:30.
Hi, my name is Aditya Rao. We are here in New Jersey to talk about rocketry, the Nambi effect, and the story of Dr. Nambi Narayanan. We've been going on a countrywide tour, and today we're in New Jersey to talk about not only the film, not only about R. Madhavan directing, writing, producing, and of course acting in the film, but to truly talk about Nambi Narayanan, his story, and why the world doesn't know about his story as much as they should.
It's a typical movie which gives justice to the denied one. And it is a second parallel to Kashmir File. And I understand from the documentary that it is going to be a very hit picture, and all the narrations and all the facts that what talk about is really exciting. I look forward to see the movie, and it is going to come out in flying colors. Thank you.
मैं डॉक्टर अविनाश गुप्ता ITV गोल्ड के दर्शकों को बताना चाहता हूँ कि मैं इस डॉक्टर नंबी नारायण के बारे, इसरो के जो साइंटिस्ट हैं, इनके बारे में मैंने अखबार में पढ़ा था, लेकिन मेरे मित्र डॉक्टर PM नायर, रिटायर्ड IPS ऑफिसर, जो CBI से इस केस के बारे इंक्वायरी किए थे, इनको फिर क्लीन चिट मिला। तो जब मुझे पता चला कि माधवन इन पर एक फिल्म बनाए हैं जिसका नाम है रॉकेटरी, द तंबी इफ़ेक्ट, तो मैं आज आया यहाँ पर और इनसे, डॉक्टर नंबी से और माधवन से फर्स्ट हैंड मिल के बहुत ही अच्छा लगा। और इस फिल्म को देखने के लिए जो कि 1 जुलाई को रिलीज हो रहा है, मैं बहुत आई एम लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू इट.
This is Dr. Geeta Gupta. It was such a wonderful experience in listening to the actor, director, and writer, producer Madhavan for the history, the rocketry, Tambi effect is amazing, full of struggle, and it brought such strong emotions to just listen to them. So I'm just really waiting for that movie.
Today's event was awesome. We got to meet Dr. Nambi and R. Madhavan. It was lovely to hear them talk about their experiences in making the movie, and especially the story of Dr. Nambi. So I'm excited to actually watch the movie Rocketry. You should all see the trailer. You will know what I'm talking about. And I'm actually looking forward to watch this with my kids. So hopefully they get some interest in rocket science. Thank you.
We also got the opportunity of having one-on-one conversation with Madhavan and scientist Nambi Narayanan. Here are some excerpts.
Well, it started off with a very shallow idea, and now I feel ashamed about it. Where I wanted to make a film about a rocket scientist from ISRO who had an affair with a Maldivian woman and who was arrested for selling rocketry secrets to Pakistan. That's the first time I heard about Dr. Nambi Narayanan, and I was told about him, and I went to Kerala to meet him. But when I met this gentleman, sorry I'm saying it because he's sitting right here in front of me, but his aura and the power behind this man's individuality was so great that I knew there was something I was missing very badly. And as a result of which, we had a long talk. He was only talking about his case. He was not even talking about the rest of his life. And I got sucked in the fact that he's talking only about the case. But when I did the research and later on he started telling me about his life, I realized what a big national disservice it is not to know about Dr. Nambi Narayanan or his contribution to space and the country. So when I saw that, I just had to stand up and say, this is the story I wanted to say. I wanted to write it and I wanted to act in it. And because nobody else would produce it, I wanted to produce it also with my two funders, Mr. Mullen as well as 27th Entertainment. But when my director, who was supposed to direct it, could not direct it, it was thrust upon me. And the choice was whether to do the film or not. And I jumped into it.
So there's a very powerful tagline in your film, sometimes a man wronged is the nation wrong. Why would you say sometimes? And given the political and the social scenario in our country today, do you feel that India has been a defaulter for a long time now?
This is the kind of question that we don't want to answer in this movie simply because it encompasses everybody. And this is about our country, not within our country. And so when I say a man wronged is a nation wronged, is sometimes people get wronged and it doesn't affect the society too much. Not that it's any lesser of a crime, but yet other times when somebody is held back for dubious reasons, then it affects the entire nation. It affects what the space research organization has gone through. These scientists are putting their lives in, and they don't do it depending on your alignment politically or socially or internationally or as a human. They do it for the sake of mankind, which is why it's very important to know their story. And sometimes when a man like him is wrong, the whole nation suffers.
And of course, we apologize for that.
No, as long as you acknowledge a person like him, and I think we start the first step is to understand the contribution. See, you're in the US, and we have extraordinary scientists, engineers, and IT people from our country who are doing so well around the world. We wanted to make a movie about them, but to make a movie about them, we have to know how to understand the subject that they're doing, right? So as filmmakers and storytellers, we have to understand their achievements before we can tell their story. Which is why I thought it was a privilege for me, because science is a subject that I love and understood, and that's how we are here.
Dr. Narayanan, talk about your suffering when you felt you were wronged and you really wanted to vent out. Is the film totally translating your suffering when you saw the film?
Yeah, to a great extent. It tells about not only the physical suffering, but also the mental suffering.
what my family went through. The whole scenario he has depicted it properly. And also it talks about the achievements I have done in my life for the country. Yeah, yes, it is.
Did you have a strong support system in this period of time?
I never had any support system in the beginning. Nobody supported me. Everybody thought that, oh, something must have happened. But then you have to fight, both the central and the state governments, and then the media, and finally make them to understand they were wrong, I am not wrong. And we achieved that. That is the whole thing.
Hare Krishna Jagannath Ratha Yatra draws thousands of devotees, and people are intoxicated by the chanting of Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, and how people feel about the flow of devotion in their lives. We talked to some of them at Washington Square Park. Here are some highlights from that grand Ratha Yatra.
We are here at Washington Square Park, and I'm delighted to see Sarvopam Dasji. And Sarvopam Dasji, you keep sharing the name of Lord Krishna with different people. And how do you approach? Let's say I'm a stranger for you. How would you come to me? Good morning. Good morning. Can you say Hare Krishna? Why should I say that? Okay, Hare Krishna. Oh my God! So wait, what does it mean when you say it? You tell me. The fact that you can say it perfectly is exactly what it means. You know what that says about you? It's awesome! You know how to live from your heart. Me, I'm up in my head, I worry and stuff. You, God's in your heart, you're there with God, correcting your steps, Paramatma. You don't have to worry. You got the secret to happiness! What do you expect?
You want to get the good darshan? Yeah. Hare Krishna. I am Rasa Krida Devi Dasi. Actually, we are so excited seeing all this, the Krishna decoration, Hare Krishna decoration and everything. This is the first time. Yes, this is amazing. And we are so excited to look around all the shops and all the stuff. We came our Diksha Guru, Chandramamshi Das. So I think he's here. We have to connect him and all our devotees too. Thank you.
New York Jagannath Ratha Yatra, Washington Square Park, and let's see both of you here. What do you know about what is happening and what brought you here?
Strawberries and saw that there was a lot of emotion and a lot of color, so we just wanted to come over and check it out.
Why don't you enlighten our viewers about the best possible use of our time or the day?
She asked me, when she told what she asked, I said human life is meant for cleansing the heart. Every day you go to bathroom to clean the body. So you're doing it every day, but we have a heart that is impure. If you utilize 10-15 minutes of the day to cleanse your heart through the mantra meditation, she knows a little bit Indian philosophy. So we teach mantra meditation here. So if you utilize your meditation to cleanse your heart, you can come out of cycle of birth and death, and you can go back to spiritual world.
I know the Krishna, I am Krishna's devotee. I am a Krishna's family. We are all Krishna's family. You have to believe it, you have to trust it. Afterwards, Krishna comes to test me. I can't wait until Krishna and Krishna. I have to do my part. Like happy and friendly, humble and kindness and respect each and everyone else. That's Krishna's and Prabhupada's way.
On one side, you don't want people imposing on. With the other side, we also need to dive in deeper. So how do you balance these two aspects? So that's what I like about ISKCON, is the balance of these. There's a lot of openness, as you can see in ISKCON, or as it is known in America, Hare Krishna movement.
Acharya Lokesh Muniji is a world-known promoter of peace and harmony. Recently, he had the occasion of interacting with President Biden also here. he is working towards establishing a center dedicated to promotion of non-violence, ahimsa. And he addressed audience on the theme of increasing peace and harmony in the world with the support of Indian cultural values. The talk was followed by question answer. He was also conferred a proclamation, and his book was also launched on this occasion. Here is a report from the Indian Consulate event with Acharya Lokesh Muniji.
दरअसल इस समय दुनिया के जो हालात हैं, जब यूक्रेन और रशिया का युद्ध चल रहा है, जिस समय गन वायलेंस को लेकर के लोग चिंतित हैं, ऐसे माहौल के अंदर पीस और हार्मनी की बहुत ज़रूरत है। और हमारे भारतीय सांस्कृतिक मूल्य एक भूमिका अदा करते हैं शांति और सद्भावना के लिए। तो आज बहुत ही सुंदर विषय पर ये कार्यक्रम है और मैं तो धन्यवाद करता हूँ कॉन्सुलेट जनरल ऑफ इंडिया का कि उन्होंने गणमान्य लोगों को आमंत्रित किया है, सभी यहाँ उपस्थित हो रहे हैं। तो हम चर्चा करेंगे कि कैसे समाज में शांति हो, सद्भावना हो, हमारी दुनिया और कैसे बेहतर बने, हर व्यक्ति का जीवन कैसे सुखी बने। ये मूल मंत्र है आज के कार्यक्रम का। मैं टीवी एशिया को, ITV को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूँ कि वो ऐसे सांस्कृतिक मूल्यों को जन जन तक पहुँचाने के लिए और अमेरिका जैसे भौतिक चरम सुविधाओं से संपन्न देश के अंदर नैतिक और चारित्रिक मूल्यों के लिए, मानवीय मूल्यों के लिए जो कार्य कर रहे हैं, उसके लिए मैं साधुवाद देता हूं।
Right, so we are delighted to have Muniji here in Consulate General, and he is doing his level best efforts to establishing Peace Center, and this is going to be the first one in India, but he is planning to have them all over the world. And today is the dire need of this peace, because there is a lot of terrorism, there is a lot of communal differences. So I think, Muniji is doing a great job, and we wish him continued success, and we are all with him to support this cause. Thank you.
Namaste. I'm State Assemblywoman Jennifer Rajkumar. I'm the first Indian woman ever elected to New York State office, and I'm so proud to be here today at the Indian Consulate, where we will be welcoming a very, very special guest and providing him with the honors from New York State. And that special guest is our very own Acharya, Dr. Lokesh Muni, who is gracing us with his presence, a holy man. And we'll be learning today about his life of sacrifice, truly an inspiration to me as a public servant. So all the dignitaries have gathered here today, and it's going to be an incredible night.
I am Sunil Hali, and welcome to the viewers of ITV Gold. We are at the Indian Consulate in New York, which is today hosting one of the luminaries of the most important aspect that the world needs today, which is peace. You look around in the morning, afternoon, evening, at night, all over the world. We have almost everything but except the peace, especially after the COVID. What we need is peace of mind, peace of soul. And I don't think there are too many people who promote peace the way Acharya ji promotes. Sometimes I wonder he covers his mouth, and without talking, how he's able to influence people and the mind. And for all these years, it's just amazing. And I love to listen to him, love to follow him, I love to learn from him, and so that we can take the message forward, and especially with medias like ITV, who can take it out to millions of people who watch it. I think we should follow his teachings, Swamiji's teaching, Acharyaji's teaching. He travels all over, and he's been addressing the conferences all over the world, and now he's back here. We always welcome him. We wish him well, we wish him best of the health, and because people like him can help the world become more calmer and peaceful. Thank you.
And now as we conclude, we all are aware that not just with the advent of International Day of Yoga, the world has started recognizing the importance of yoga in their lives. And some dancers who may have no direct connection with India, Indian roots, but they find yoga practice is helpful even in becoming a better dancer. And Laura is a young, dedicated and passionate dancer who is a choreographer and an educator also. She learnt Vinyasa Yoga. Here is an excerpt from conversation with this talented dancer. While you were learning at Rutgers, you were taught different dance forms, I believe, and since many of our viewers come from Indian background, so was there something about Indian classical dance or Bollywood dance that was part of your learning?
Yeah, we trained in Kathak. So Kathak is a classical Indian dance from the south of India, and I took a semester course on Fridays where we learned about Kathak. And we also actually trained with a dance company that is based, that is based in the United States, but all of their choreography is Kathak dance. And it really helped me understand that the forms that I had trained in so far were just a very, like the tip of the iceberg. They're just a sliver of what a person can do with their movement and with their body. And there are so many different ways in which you can move. But at the same time, it has those like little things that remind you of other dance styles. Like for example, Kathak reminds me a little bit of flamenco. And it really does make sense because historically they share a lot of the same backgrounds. So it's really interesting to me personally. I'm a dance geek, but I find it very interesting to see the little connections you can find in movement and how that is related to years and years and years before that, where that dance came from, what that country went through historically, how that has something to do with how people move.
You as a performer, as a choreographer, and noticing that you have also served as a fitness instructor, you also learned Vinyasa Yoga, and so out of all these different roles that if I would say, which one is most satisfying? You enjoy dancing or you like working as a choreographer, or what is it that you feel describes you more than others?
That is a very hard question. It's like trying to pick your favorite kid. It really depends on the day. There's a lot that I have learned from everything that I've done. So thinking about Vinyasa Yoga specifically, my yoga practice helped me find just balance, but not just the asana of balance, not just the actual finding balance in your body, like the actual physical balance, but it really helped me figure out, we were talking about that mind-body connectivity, it really solidified that for me. It helped me figure out, okay, how is it that what my body is feeling translates into how my mind is doing and vice versa. So for example, there's that aspect that I really truly enjoy, and whenever I get to go into a yoga practice, it makes me feel so good. But then there's dancing, which will forever be my first love. And right now, choreography and education are really predominant in my life. So when you first said that, I'm like, oh, choreography and education, because it's really right there and like front in the face. And I think in general, what I enjoy is being able to communicate things that I'm not able to communicate with my voice, and being able to make a connection with others, no matter in what realm I am working in.
time to say goodbye from today's Vision of Asia Vazir community, but time also to recollect that you can stay connected to our programming on our Facebook page. Do become our friends there, subscribe to ITV Gold's YouTube channel, and keep writing events@itvgold.com. Thanks for being a part of today's Vision of Asia Vazir community. I'm Ashok Vyas. Namaste.